wants to try, but not me, not me. They said slow down, son, take your time, but I was born running every stop sign. Sky is the limit, no chance to hold. Sky is the limit, I'm breaking the mold. Sky is the limit, I'm out of control tonight. Every doubt just feeds the flame. Every scar reminds me why I came. I've been broke, I've been blessed, carry faith in an empty chest till now. The stars are down like good old friends, saying, boy, don't stop where the sky just ends. Sky is the limit, no chance to hold. Sky is the limit, I'm breaking the mold. Sky is the limit, I'm out of control tonight. Sky is the limit, no chance to hold. Sky is the limit, I'm breaking the mold. Sky is the limit, I'm out of control tonight. Sky is the limit, no chance to hold. Sky is the limit, I'm breaking the mold. Sky is the limit, I'm out of control tonight.
Hey, hey, welcome. How's everyone this evening? If I'm a fellow gamer, let's play together. My Discord name is... Yep, well... I'm not doing any multiplayer right now. But, I mean, thanks for the invitation. Anyway, tonight I've been messing around with trying to get the last of the little details finished in this map, and I spent a lot of time. I got a lot of hours in this map, and I decided I'm just gonna take it out and dust it off and play with it a bit tonight, even though it's not completely perfect yet. I'll show you what's going on and you'll understand after, but I'm still working on trying to fix a few of the details, little details, and I think I know what's going on now, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Hey, Decine14, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, buddy? How you been? Hope you're well. So, to start out with, this is the map is called American Farmlands. This has kind of been, I've been talking about it off and on for a long time. There's several versions of it on my itch. This is going to be the final version. I just gotta get a couple little things fixed, and then it'll be out to everybody if they want it. Anyway, this is the house here in the barn. Little garage. It's not a barn. That's a barn. This is a garage. Anyway, and there's quite a few fields. This does have row crop. It is row crop ready. It does have multi-terrain angle in it. It as of recently, it now has some modified terrain deformation in it. Mr. Scruggs, hey, how's it going, man? Welcome, welcome. So there's just a lot of little things, right? There's a lot of little things that I'm doing. Some fish in here if you want to go fishing. If you have the fishing DLC, you can use your pole and you can fish right here in this pond. Also, there is a little. This is for making where you put fish food in here and then you harvest fish from the pond. You know, it's the whole fishing DLC. I had to do it. But this is the main yard anyway. It's just this one big building here and one smaller one around the corner. It does have my silo in it that has the ability to do drying and its production, so it'll you can send stuff everywhere with it. I'll show you that in a minute. Fermenting silo is of course in here. There's a storage garage over there for a bunch more storage. Big diesel storage around the corner over there. You have a wash area over here. A lot of white fences, but don't be afraid of those. You can delete them. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the fences. Well, I like the fences, so they're there, but you can delete them. And then this is the updated version of my silo. The latest version of it. This one on the end down here is storage for seeds and fertilizer and I think stone and lime and something else. I can't remember. It's been so long ago since I made that one. I don't remember everything that goes in it. And then down here is your propane. You put propane in there, and you can buy that down at the gas station. And then right here you've got your control panel for the. This is for the silo, and as you can see, you've got all your fruits in there, and each thing has an in and an out. They're zero, exactly zero, well, 1 to 1, one in, one out. But the only difference with that is corn, because you have corn drying. So if you put in corn right here, and then you select corn drying, what you're going to get back out of that is it's 1 to 1, but you do got to put in propane. So there's that. That's really the only big difference. But the really cool thing about this is that you can say, well, I want to put, let's say we put a whole bunch of wheat in here. Well, now if I want to distribute this wheat, I can set this to distributing and activate it. And instead of just storing it, it will go in here and once an hour it will distribute it out to anything that I have that is using wheat. So that's why I like it. That's why I built it this way. Because I'm lazy and I don't like to drive things around the map. Hey, Wheels. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Let me think what else. There's a few other small things in here. Again, some of this stuff is dependent on the fishing DLC, like the fishing pond production. That's you have to have the DLC for that. The quarry is the big stone quarry from the DLC as well. The rest of this though isn't. The rest of everything else is normal. There is this. It does have a modified crop calendar. You're gonna have your regular barley and wheat plus winter wheat and barley, which are going to be different harvest times. And there's a few other little tweaks to it, but for the most part, what I don't have in here, and a lot of people have asked about, is I don't have alfalfa, I don't have clover, I don't have all those things, and I don't because they're to me, they're not that useful. I don't use them. So I don't, I just never took the time to put them in. I did consider it. I did consider it, but it wasn't something that I really felt like I really needed. So, you know, winter grains are nice. Yeah, and that's why I put those in because they're just it's kind of nice to be able to put something in June, July, August and you're not no, oh, wait, it's the other way around. Sorry. You can put it in September, October, and you're going to get it back, in the summer. So it's kind of nice. Plus, in the meantime, if you look at wheat, you can do February. You can put wheat in, and you'll be harvesting that in August. So you'll be like harvesting winter wheat and wheat right close to each other. So it's not a bad thing. Also, though, and this is something new I found, and I kind of like it, and I kind of have been recommending it to people. There's a mod. If you look at this crops regions, a regional crop calendar, if you haven't seen this mod yet, this is really cool because, like, for a long time, I said, well, I'm going to build a map that's going to be specific to my area, right? And I would adjust the crop calendar and stuff. But people in other areas would be playing it, and then they're kind of like, well, now I have to be playing in this area or whatever. So now I can just build a general map and people can select with this mod what area they want it to be in. And you can see that it's you got North America, you got Europe, you got Asia, and you got the southern, I guess that's like southern hemisphere. So you got Australia and southern temperate, South America. So the cool thing about this is now, like for me, let's say I wanted to play this as I was playing down in the Carolinas. So I could go down here and collect US, click US South, and see it gives me this up here. It's going to show you what that area is, and it's going to change the entire crop calendar to meet that. Everything that's in the crop calendar, with exception of the things we added. Okay, so now if I hit apply and I go back to my calendar, yes, we'll go back to that. Okay, so now everything has been adjusted. My barley and my canola and my all those, the green beans and the oats and all that stuff, right? But look what didn't get adjusted. The winter wheat and winter barley, because they're not a base game, so it won't adjust the base games, anything except the base game. So you can kind of tailor it and still keep those additional things that people have added in. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know. It's just me. So that's I've been using that mod a lot, and I've been having a lot of fun playing with it. Check it out if you feel like it. Anyway, what else was I going to show you guys? So, in terms of the map itself, it hasn't changed much from the very original version of the map. Of course, now we're going to sit here and spin our tires saving the map because I'm trying to talk to you guys about it. Like the actual layout hasn't changed much. It's still basically the same layout. I considered moving a bunch of things around, but then I decided I didn't really want to. So it's just a better version of it. Okay. And of course now it has row crop in it, and now it has, yep, multi-terrain angle in it. A couple extra crops in it. So just little things, and then, I do have it. I've got the soil mod in it. I'm going to try that with it this time instead of precision farming. So we'll see. I don't know how that'll go. That could be a nightmare. I have no idea. And as I said, I did in fact tweak some of the textures for more deformation in the ground. All this dirt, you'll see as we drive around, all this dirt's going to have a little bit of a heavier track in it and like that. Just stuff to have a little bit of fun with, and Nothing you have to play with, nothing you have to keep in there. You can take things in and out and do whatever you want with it. I don't care. We'll get some wet roads over here. And then you got the fields you're going to start with are going to be, I will show you because uh, the way I set it up was because the farm is way up here in this corner. Field 1, 2, 3, and 4 are what you own to start with, and then this ground right here also. This is ownable if you can look really close under this truck. 44 you own, and that encompasses the house, the grass fields, the little grass fields down in here, and all of the yard. So, and the little shop icon, which isn't actually there. No, it is. It's inside the it's inside that shed right there. But so that's kind of where I'm at. This is a grass field here. You can cut as grass and then plant it. It doesn't have an actual field, and I was gonna do something different with that, and I was like, I'm not gonna because some people might want to just use it as a crop field, or they might want to put a barn down here, or they might want to, I don't know, put up some barrels and go horse racing. I don't know. Everybody's got their own thing. So, but anyway, so that's kind of where it's at, and there's a few new sell points and a few things, but overall, I mean, it's pretty much just better than it was, with the one exception, which I will show you, and I have not figured out why this is happening. I have been scouring my brain and the internet trying to figure this out. So when you get in the tractor, and if you go to the inside view, it looks pretty good, right? But you'll notice like the stickers are all blurry. Don't know why. And when you start things up, all of the screens are blurry. I have no idea why. It's the strangest thing. I think it's a shader issue, but I have not been able to isolate it yet. So it just is what it is. So this one hasn't been uploaded yet. This particular one hasn't been uploaded yet because I want to fix this issue first. But I will get it squared away and get it uploaded so you guys can try it if you want. And you get a few, you get a pretty good garage of vehicles. There's some more vehicles in the other shed. Got you some tractors and some other fun stuff. And as I said, when you drive on the dirt out here, you're gonna get. Wait a minute now. Did I upload the wrong one? I might have put the wrong one in here. Hold that thought, please. This is all supposed to be deformed. Ah, crap. I got the wrong one in my folder. Well, anyway, we'll fix that. But anyway, all of this is going to be, you're going to have, there'll be say that word. You know what? Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just check something real quick, because I might have put the wrong one in there. I might have done something silly. It is entirely possible. Yeah, I think that's what I did. What the heck? How did I? Oh, I see what I did. No, you know what I did? I forgot to move it to the folder. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to stop the game for 1 second and restart this with the proper map in the folder because I wanted to show you guys this. This makes me kind of cranky that it did that. It just take a second. Right. Sorry, guys. My brain's on a little backward tonight. Do, 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 do. It's really strange that it did that because I guess I just didn't move it. That's what it looks like. It looks like I just forgot to move it. How's everybody's evening going? You know, having a good evening. It got really weird last night here. It started thundering and light. I was gonna stream last night, but it started thundering and lightning so bad that the windows were shaking at one point. It was pretty crazy. Now I like a good thunderstorm, but rather my windows weren't shaking. Yeah, I don't know if this will work either because this is a texture change. Well, it's not a texture change. It's it might work. We'll see. It might require the save game to be updated, in which case I don't want to take time to do that right now. So tomorrow, part of my mission is to see if I can add some custom shaders to this thing to fix that problem because I've done a bunch of research and everything I have come across is that it's probably a texture issue. Not a texture, a shader issue. Because it's not a texture issue because it's not one particular piece of equipment. And most of the pieces of equipment that I see this problem with are in-game items and they're fine in other maps. So I keep coming across the same answer that it's more than likely a shader, which would make sense because they've only updated the game like 12 times since I first started this map, and I've never updated the base map. Now, I did start to do that, and I thought, well, I'm going to update the base map, and then we'll fix this problem. But it's just a lot of work. It would take me weeks to get everything moved over. All right, where did I put that tractor at now? There you go. So I did, in fact, all of the dirt, and it's only the dirt. You can see it's dirt and mud, but you can see you're gonna see some tracks on the yard because of the dirt. All right, they're not terribly deep ruts. They're just tracks. There are gonna be some places where you will get ruts, but mostly it's just gonna be tracks. I tried to keep it somewhat moderated, but there are spots in here that watch this. So it just, oh boy, that thing just sunk out of sight. And if once it's raining, it gets worse. So, but it's kind of fun. And it's only areas that are, you know, either a lot of dirt and mud on them, or some of the grass will actually do that to some extent. As you're driving over grass, you'll get some impact from that. But anyway, so let's see where we're at. Growth. One is what's in one? I don't even know what's in that. I thought that was harvested. Well, let's say it's got wheat in it. Okay. We got barley here. It's pretty much ready. Well, I say that, but now I hate it when this happens in this game. There are so many little things that happen with this goofy game sometimes. There we go. Okay, so 2 and 4. Are pretty much ready. I think this one's corn, and that's not going to be ready for a bit yet. This one, oh, what is it? Oh, wait, is this beans? Yeah, soybean. Look at those nice rows. Look how good those look. Look at that. Rows off for the ever, ever, ever end of time over there. Anyway, sorry. I'm just being a geek. Some days I'm like that. Okay, well, you know what? Let's how about if we I think we'll go ahead and harvest this one and get started on the harvest, because why not? Most of the equipment in here is pretty decent. Um, it's not all perfect by any means. Some of it's older, some of it's smaller, some of it's, you know what I mean? It's just kind of all over the place. Uh, it just depended on my mood at the time I was setting it up. Most of it's dirty and has hours on it, so something to consider. I'm in the trees. Why am I in the trees? There are a lot of trees around this map, and so I know for some people they're going to tell me, that's too many trees, man. And I'm going to tell you the same thing that I have said 100 times over. If you don't like them, cut them down. Because I like them, and they're staying there. Is that terrible? And all of the textures on this map have been updated from other sources. A lot of them are custom textures from modders that were making textures and offering them out there. So, like, you'll see that every one of them looks. Well, you can see, just looking at this texture, the stubble and everything is a lot different on this than on the base game. We need some lines. Oh, I got no GPS module in that. Okay, hold on. We'll do it this way. We'll put some straw down. This is the only bad side about these textures is the straw is a little bit hard to see, but it's not terrible. It's just once you get down in there working with it, it gets better. Wheels, if you're still here, I was lurking in the stream last night in Dave's stream, checking out that shopping game. It's that's pretty interesting. If I understand correctly, each of your stores were competing against the other. Is that right? it was this kind of a yeah. You also notice the environment file in this is a little darker than typical, and that's just because I kind of like a little bit more subdued lighting palette. But I don't think it's bad. I think it's just a little lighter, darker, not lighter. I'm gonna see if this will run the new fertilizer mod appropriately or not, because I haven't tried it yet on here. I've tried it on other maps, but not on this one. But it seems like every game, every version of this game, I end up coming up with a map that I'm like, this is kind of my favorite home map, and this is where I'm staying. I try not to do that too much because then I mean, I know you guys want to see other stuff too besides just my maps. So, but I do want to get it working so that everybody can enjoy it though. Oh, that was weird. Why'd that go crazy like that? Okay, well, whatever. We'll come back and get it after. Somebody recently said to me, "Oh, it feels like it's got about like an '80s feel to it." I didn't mean for that to be the case, but I am kind of, well, Gen X. Like I said, it just never grew up. Someday, maybe. Probably not, but someday. Like it's one of those things, you just You don't want to grow up too fast, right? Or at all, I guess, if you can help it. Remember the Toys R Us commercials about not wanting to grow up? If you don't remember those, that's okay. I'm talking about commercials that were on in the 80s and 90s. And I spent a lot of time looking at the textures and stuff on this just to try to get a kind of the right feel that I was looking for, but I'm still not 100% sure I've got what I'm looking for. It's just kind of one of those things. You know, it's funny because I was saying not too long ago, oh, I'd really love to get this uh, submitted to Giants and seeing if I could get it on the Mod Hub. You know, maybe even into the hands of the console players. And this morning, I got an email from Giants with a very simple mod that I had done that I spent quite a bit of time with their test program, making sure it would pass, and it passed with flying colors on that program. And damned if they haven't been sitting on it for 6 weeks. And then this morning, I got an email saying, "Oh, we're not able to certify that one," but with no explanation as to why. And it's like, why am I gonna try to submit something that I've got hundreds of hours into? I don't understand what's happening over there. I really don't. I love this game. I do. I love playing the game. But man, I'm telling you, whatever's happening over there in that studio, is just not, something's not right. Hey Ethan, how you doing? Welcome back, buddy. I'm good, thanks. Ah, there's a tree in the way. Yeah, the other night when I was seeding that field in the rain, um, I got thinking about that, and I don't know if that was appropriate or not. I don't know if that would be too much water on the crop. But I mean, hey, it's a game, right? So we can do what we want. But it's still, it's. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I know you're not supposed to thresh in the rain, but I don't know what the reasoning for that is either. If there's a specific reason why you're not supposed to, I don't know. Nobody ever told me these things. Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. I would think it would probably push all your nutrients down too far into the soil to begin with, because rain has a way of doing that. But I certainly don't have the answers. I'm not really a farmer. I know I look like it on the picture, but I'm not. Anybody use the mod that wears your tires out? Anybody tried that yet? I know it's been around for a little while, so it's not. Excuse me, it's not new by any means, but I ran across it in the mod hub the other day, and I was like, I wonder. I think I remember a streamer. Well, not a. Well, yeah, I guess technically, but I think I remember somebody playing with it, and as the tires wore out, they got to the point where they couldn't hardly get any traction in the field. And I thought that's kind of cool. It's kind of realistic, right? But uh, I don't know. Now the only thing is, I do like to play somewhat realistically, but there is this thing about there's this fine line, right? So how much realism do you want in your game? Because at what point does it stop being a game and start being chores that you have to do every day? You know what I mean? And so there's that. I don't know. You guys like realism in your game or not? Yeah, see, I kind of do, but it's like at what level? That's the thing. Now, there was a time way back in the beginning of this whole little project that when I had a lot of people playing with me, that we played with some pretty goofy mods that were so far outside of realistic it wasn't even funny. But anybody who was around back then would be able to tell you that I typically put up a fight about using those mods, and I always lost because there were more of them than there was me. So we'd end up with stuff on the server that I was like, I hate that thing, I'm not using it. But then I still used it anyway. You know, it's only so much you can do. Alright, how close are we getting to full? I think if we can make the other end of the field, then we'll bring the trailer out and offload. I don't expect this to be a huge yield on this particular field because we didn't do anything to it. It's just a starting field. I play FS because 1, it's chill, 2, it's a good time to play with friends, and 3, it is calming. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I can just sit and hang out and have a good time. And at some point, I'd like to get a game server back up and running so we can have a group play if they want to, you know. Because I did that for a long time. I would almost always stream on the server. Right now, I'm in single player. Alright, let me run over and grab the tractor. And we'll get... where did I leave that tractor? Oh, over by the shed. Oh, it's running too. Here, it's sitting here running out of gas. Good Lord. You have the direction. Are there any other games you play? Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I play, I like to play American Truck Simulator. For some reason, Farm Sim players like American Truck Simulator. It's kind of a rule. I don't know why. I like to play Wreckfest. I used to play Call of Duty quite a lot. I'm not very good at it, but I liked it. Man, I think at one time or another I played so many different games. I don't know. There's just lots and lots. You? You have any other favorites? Now we played Satisfactory for a long time. That was a fun one. I used to play Ark for a while. Again, I'm not really good at that one. I'm not really great at the games where I have to like build everything to kind of get by. The survival games, those are not really kind of my thing, but they're fun. They're just not my thing. Oh yeah, I have SnowRunner. Yeah, I haven't played that in a long time, but I do have it. This is not a multiplayer game, Mike. It's just me on my local game. Looks like the width of my lines is off just a scooch. Call of Duty was another one of those games that I always enjoyed playing it, but I'm uh, not as quick on the trigger as some of the younger folks that play it. So I often found myself having to respawn 50 times and time everybody else respawned once. But it didn't matter to me because I was just having a good time. I was just playing the game and hanging out with my friends, and um, that was what was important to me. No, I'll tell you, it's been long enough because I was away from the kind of the gaming community long enough now that I know there's a new Call of Duty out that I don't have yet. So um, I see there's a new Wreckfest coming out that I don't have yet. I mean, a lot of maps that I don't have on ATS yet because I just hadn't been buying them. So I'm playing catch up on everything now, but that's okay. I'll get there. I'll get there. Right now, my um, most of my gaming is farm sim, so that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. And as I get more time, kind of back into things, I'll go back to playing some of the other games. There's so much happening right now with the farming simulator community in terms of new mods and new things going on with new maps and like that. I mean, I could pretty much do this every day with a different map and still not play all the maps that are coming out. You know what I mean? So I think from that perspective, it's just you know just play what feels right at the time. I'm kind of waiting and watching right now to see what happens with these alpacas and the coffee beans. And if they were going to give us alpacas and a new fruit, they should have given us something the alpacas will eat. This field here is kind of one of the more moderate sized fields on this map. But you might want a bigger header for most of them. Well, they eat mainly grass, so... Oh, well, there you go. I didn't think of that. Alright, alright. I was just thinking alpacas... I don't want to share the coffee. That's all. No coffee for alpacas. If they drank coffee, they would be some juiced up animals. Well, I mean, they'd fit in around here. We consume a bit of coffee in this house. Listen, nothing's changed with me over the years. It's gotten worse. I drink more caffeinated beverages than ever now. And it's just, I don't know. Just one of those things, I guess. Still don't want to share my coffee, though. I'll fight you for a good cup of coffee. But not one of those frou-frou ones. Juiced up alpacas running around the town, getting into trouble, starting fights. The alpacas and the dogs are fighting. Or maybe they'd be picking on the sheep. I have better wool than you, ha ha! The sheep will be running around wearing alpaca sweaters, trying to fit in. Yeah, yeah, you'd probably have to get somebody to hold them down. It'd be a group effort at that point. You'd have to play multiplayer just to hold the alpacas down to shear them. Oh gosh. You know, for years it's always been about the. Did you see that goofy stream where that guy was trying to load those bales and they went flying everywhere and the tractor went flying and then that would all be gone and it would be like, did you see that stream where the guy was trying to shear that caffeinated alpaca? That alpaca had so much caffeine in his system it wasn't even funny. I tell you what, if we get caffeinated alpacas, we got to get the old crew back together because that would be a riot. Change is overrated. Once people get to know who you are, why change? I always look at it kind of like, you know, you have to be happy with you. So, um, if people want you to change all the time, well, they might not be the people you want to be hanging around with. I know, I know. A bit of philosophy with Grandpa tonight. There's a little church down the road in my town that has a big sign up that says, "People can and will change." And every time I see it, I think, you know, I don't know what they're thinking about, but I really believe that sign should say, "People can and will put on a mask so you think they changed." I don't know. Just me. Feels like we're not getting that much straw out of this, but I think it's just hidden in the stubble. Whoops. What did I just do? No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Stop, 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 stop. Good Lord. That was the wrong button. I'm going to go over and grab that row that I missed, and then I'll go back and grab that other little corner up there. We got the row of shame over here just staring at me. I got to get it. I have no idea how I missed this entire little piece all the way down. I didn't change anything in between, so I didn't change the track or anything. So I don't understand why they did this. Maybe it was the alpacas. All right, I got a question for you guys. What's your favorite fruit to plant and harvest in your game? If you could only plant one or two fruits on a map, what would you choose? kind of feel like I have a general idea what people would, because of what I see people doing, but it's a curiosity question. For me, I'm gonna say soy is probably one of my favorites. I like doing corn or maize or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a huge fan of canola, although it does tend to typically bring a good price. And then, of course, the wheat and barley thing is like almost a given, right? So almost everybody's going to do those. Okay, let's get this over and we'll come back and get the rest. DW Cobb, welcome, welcome. How are you tonight, sir? There's a noisy little trailer bouncing around behind me. Speaking of, is everything sound good to you guys tonight? Doing good, playing a new map. Idaho Tater. I saw that map come out, and I thought at the time, that looks like a cool map. But it got me thinking about, is it got a lot of potatoes on it? Because in keeping with my last question, potatoes is one of those things I don't want to do in my game if I can help it. How is it? Do you like it? It should be a good map. I mean, it looks like it would be. Been waiting for it to clear Mod Hub. First two fields are potatoes, so it is basically then engineered towards, well, Idaho, right? So I mean, it's gonna be. It makes sense. Maybe I should just give potatoes a second chance. I don't know. Maybe I've been unfair about my feelings towards root crops in general. Like, it's not that I don't appreciate root crops. I just don't. I don't know, man. They're just so time consuming and bulky, and I don't know. I've been waiting for the Washington State one. I know it's Eastern Washington, and I grew up in Western Washington, but it'd be close enough. They're not that appealing. Okay, here we go. Wheels on a roll. I got that. I saw the. In fact, I think I have it in one of my folders. The potato washing mod. So you could, I guess, you could probably get a better price with them if you washed them. I think, maybe, right? You got me started on the alpacas. It was not my fault, man. It just happened. It was completely a mistake. It just happened. I'm gonna put a worker on this field and get this started harvesting. And I can start working over this other field up here. I gotta get that straw off, so there's that. I forgot about that. Now, do we want how many headlands? I think we want probably a couple. Let's see, 7.6. I want to go down to, yeah, that'll be fine. And then would go work the headlands first and then the up and down. Yeah, we'll do that. Because harvesting. If I was seeding, I'd go the other direction. Why are we driving in a circle in the... What are you doing, dude? You're gonna put your pipe on the wrong side. Okay, alright, guys, listen. I'll have to look into the washer. Yeah, it's in the mod hub. So I don't know if it would benefit you at all or not, but can't hurt to look into it. Why is it that they insist on putting the pipe on this side into the field when you hire a worker? It happens every single time. I don't get it. I just saw an update to a mod the other day too. What the crap was the mod? Can't remember what it was. I almost think it's the farm kit, but I can't remember. But one of the mods that I used to use a lot and I had stopped using, but I just saw an update to it the other day. The guy who made the mod has updated it, and now if you tip over a trailer, you lose up to 20% of your load onto the, and the whole load goes onto the ground. Mod mashup. There it is. It's gonna be like this, isn't it? But I can't remember for the life of me which mod it was that I saw. What am I doing? I'm going the wrong way. Here, we'll go this way. Let's run up the stream. We'll go all the way up here to the pond. Ah! What the hell? Why are we swimming with the fishes? What do we do wrong? Anyway, sorry. I don't know why you'd be going and telling me lies like that. We all know better. What do I don't think I need that big thing to windrow that up. Although I do kind of like it. Let's take the. We got this brand new New Holland and we haven't used it. Let's take it for a ride. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I tipped over 2 days ago and I had to release my load before the truck would right itself. This was something in Farm Civ, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the mod is. I'll find it and I'll let you guys know. But it essentially it now if you were to tip over like a grain trailer, you're gonna lose. It's all going on the ground. You're gonna have to scoop it up with like a loader, but you're gonna lose like 20% of the load. It was pretty wild, and I thought it's about time somebody actually did that, figured out how to do it. But for the life of me, I can't remember which mod it was now. What the crap? That's not where I wanted to be. That was weird. You know what? This doesn't have GPS in it either. Let's go over to the barn for a minute. You don't gotta go very far in to get into this trigger. I kind of wanted it that way. GPS. Yeah, this thing needs repair bad. I didn't realize it needed that much repair. We might not make it all the way around the field with this rig. Wait, didn't I just put it? I just did that. Yeah. I almost want to say that mod was I don't even remember, but I want to say it was the farm kit, but I can't swear to that. But at the time, I remember thinking that's really cool. You know, it's about time that we have something like that. I just dumped that off, didn't it? Yeah, it did. God dang it. Why'd you go and do that for? Now I gotta hook it all back up again. Now we got GPS. I don't know if I need to start this far out because I don't think there's anything out on this outer edge, but there might be. We're just going to go around and about 100 times here to get some, push this all in a little bit, and then from there I can run the rows up and down just to make sure we get everything picked up. Just before I think I forgot to turn on the thing at that point. I don't think I had the straw swath on until down here a bit. But it's okay. It's just a little bit of diesel fuel, and we have plenty of that. We just don't have any what's the word I'm looking for? It's just not working very good. Ah, there we go. Just picking some up now. We're making a row around a field. Sorry. I need to find some music I can put on in the stream. I used to have a whole bunch of different playlists of stuff and all that. I can't remember where I had gotten that stuff from. And I know there's still stuff out there. I just gotta find it. I promise, one of these days I'll stop singing to you guys. Maybe not. I have no idea what that sound is. I wonder if that's a bird. Now my theory is if I go this direction and from this side, I should be able to push all of this in so we don't have any on this outside edge. We might end up with a really big windrow there, I don't know, but I ain't scared. We'll make it work. See, now I don't know. That might be. I don't know if that's picking all of it up or leaving some of it. I can't tell. Well, I think it's moving all of it though. All this equipment is very dirty. I don't know who put it away this way, but well, they should be ashamed of themselves. Alright, it might have been me. Don't tell anybody though, okay? Yeah, I keep debating whether to use this grass field over here as a field. It's not a field officially. It doesn't have a, it's part of this field. But, or maybe put a barn on it. A sheep barn or a cow barn or something. I don't know. Goats. Several thousand goats, maybe. This is funny because I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching Wheels, and he was playing Judith Plains, and it was funny. We were talking about his goats at the time, and it got me thinking about a while, years ago. This was quite a few years back now, but there was a guy who used to come to my streams on a regular. I don't know if he still streams or not. I haven't looked to find out. But he challenged me one time and he said, I bet you can't do more pigs than I had on my farm. And I said, well, of course I can. How many pigs did you have on your farm? Thinking this was going to be easy, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it turned out he had something like 25,000 pigs on his farm. This was FS19, I think. And I said, well, okay, I can beat you. I know I can do better than that. And he said, okay, well then you got to do 50,000 pigs. And I said, oh yeah, no problem. I'll do that. You got to raise 50,000 pigs. Guys, I want to tell you, that is not an easy task in this game. I spent the better part of 3 months dealing with nothing but pigs and crops that pigs could eat. I don't think I made much money from crops at all. Everything I made was from pigs that, you'd get a bunch extra in there so you could sell some, take some and sell some. And all of my income came from selling off extra pigs. And all of the crops that I planted and harvested all had to have some use in the feed process because I didn't have time to plant and do anything else. 50,000 pigs go through a lot of feed really fast. But it was a lot of fun. But I hadn't thought about that in a long time until we were talking about the goats the other day, and the number of goats you could have, you know, several thousand goats, I think he was saying he could have. I'm just saying, be careful, because it's easy to get yourself pulled into these kind of challenges. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. I knew you said it was quite a few, but I was sitting there thinking about it at the time. 10,000 alpacas. All right, all right. Get her done. How you doing, Mr. Turtle Speed? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you tonight, buddy. Yeah, it's funny because I tried to play 5,000 chickens. That's a lot of chickens. I tried to play PV way back at the very beginning when I think it was in 15. When was the first one that he made? The first Pleasant Valley. Was it 15? But it was that first one. I was watching you play it on YouTube, and I thought, I'm going to play this thing. And I downloaded the map and I started playing it, and it took me about I don't know, maybe a couple hours, and I was like, I don't know how anybody's playing this thing. I don't know what to do next. There was so much to do. Yeah, so I blame you for that. I tried it. It was your fault, though. I wouldn't have tried it if I hadn't seen you playing it. I'll tell you what, Turtle, you do it, and we'll watch it. I'm just saying. We'll watch it if you do it. I mean, I can't speak for the other people that are watching the stream tonight, but if any of you guys would watch, you guys should let Turtle know so we can convince him to do it. Oh, I know what you meant. I said. I knew exactly what you meant. I'm saying you do it and we'll watch it. Just don't give him coffee. Oh, yeah. That would probably be bad. Oh, I gotta go empty that harvester. Alright, hold tight, buddy. We'll be back. We'll be back to get our harvester emptied. Where is he? Out there in the middle of nowhere. It just occurred to me, I think I forgot to put ADS in here. I've kind of gotten so used to playing with ADS, I don't want to play without it anymore. You guys use ADS? Alright, well, here we go. We're going to drive through the crop because this guy's got his pipe on the wrong side. Whatever. Well, what I think we should do is we should get Turtle to do it, but make him do it on a server. And then we can sneak onto the server and feed them the coffee while he's not looking. I suddenly feel shenanigans coming on. YouTube Shorts. Do you guys make shorts from your long form stuff? I keep thinking I should, and I never really get around to it. Oops, that's the wrong button. This is the one I want. Ah, that pile we just drove by, that's a pile of stone. Like you get off the fields. And it's there because there's a machine there that makes lime from the stone. Also, there's a cement machine there too. You can make cement from stone. Alright. I'm down. You gotta convince Wheels, but I'm down. There you go. Y'all heard it here first. The road to 10,000 alpacas. You know I'm gonna be that guy, right? You guys will be shearing alpacas and I'll be running around making jokes and getting into trouble and starting crap in the background. Sounds like a really good time. Willy Willy. I've come to the conclusion that I've had just about enough of doing this way. This is not working for me. We gotta do something different. So, I guess I am making up a challenge for the later part of the year with packages. Oh gosh. You done did it. You done did it. Alright, we gotta go shopping. Yeah, nothing in there. I guess we're paying full price for all our goods tonight. But I have decided I have had about enough of that. So we're going to get. Where is my. It might be in the balers, but I didn't really want to do it with a baler. So I had a. No, it's not in there. Well, shoot, I had something in here and I can't find what I was looking for now. Huh. I had one of those things that goes on the front, you know, the windrower that goes on the front, that pulls all that stuff in. And I was just gonna run a like a forage wagon behind it. But I don't know where it went. I know I put, maybe I didn't put it in this game. I thought I did. Uh, how do I do that? That's this. That's no, no. Ah. You shouldn't be looking at this though. There's an awful lot of mods in here. Look at all the green mods. I don't know how those all got in there. Yeah, I guess I didn't put it in this one. Thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Darn it. Well, I guess I could just hmm. I guess I can come back to that. I don't have to do it right this second. Guys, give me 1 second. I just need to check something real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. One of the puppers is carrying on out there outside the door. Okay, let's go over and see what's happening with this guy. He is just making the weirdest angle. I don't know. Yeah, he's almost ready to be unloaded again. So this field is yielding a lot better than the other one did. Kind of interesting. How am I doing? I'm doing. How you doing? Ah, I'm getting run over by the freaking... Oh my gosh. Did you see that? That dude tried to kill me. Well, wait, I can't say that anymore, right? I have to say unalive me. I don't know, but I didn't like it either way. Whatever you call it, it wasn't cool. You doing good? I'm glad. Oh, what just happened there? Did you guys see that? That was weird. What the heck is happening? I got wheels off the ground. Oh, so weird. When the ground changes underneath the tractor, you never know what it's going to do next. Just saying. There's no bugs here. I don't know what you're talking about. No way there's a bug here. Not on Twitch, my friend. Not on Twitch. In the game, that bug? Which one? Where my wheels were off the ground? No, it's because of the deformation I added to the to the ground. The dirt, mud, and grass all have varying levels of deformation, so it deforms at different spots and under different weights it changes, and there's a lot of cool changes that it makes to it. I actually, it's funny because that was a thing that I had been thinking about for a long time, and so when the Ohio map came out, and I was very curious at how he had made that happen. So I hit him up and I said, look, I've just got a question. Are you open to sharing how you made that happen? It's a really cool feature. I'd like to incorporate it into my map. And he said, yeah, you just go to the terrain and you can edit it there. And when he said it, I was not 100% sure that I was I knew exactly where it needed to be, but I kind of had an idea what I was looking for. So I went and started doing some digging, and sure enough, I figured out what he was getting at, and now I was able to add that into the map. So, um, I can only say thank you, thank you, thank you for pointing me in the right direction because I knew it could be done. I just didn't know how to do it. But I intentionally didn't put it into like any of the gravel or anything because I wanted you to be able to say you got an area like this and you're like, oh, I don't want all these ruts all the time. Well, you could go in and paint gravel there and it would take care of those ruts for you. You would never get the ruts there again. But at the same time, if you wanted more ruts somewhere, you could paint with dirt or mud and you would get the ruts. And I still say, as far as I'm concerned, Giants still has not, to my satisfaction, answered that question. Why can they not make it work if modders can make it work? Right? Because they all have said right from the very beginning, oh, we could only do it in the field. We can't do it anywhere else. Well, let me tell you what, Mr. Van, I have it working in the grass, so at a lower level than what it works in the dirt and the mud. The dirt and the mud is more, obviously, and it all of those areas work differently from the fields. So to tell people that it can't be done when modders are doing it, that seems silly to me. I just think they don't want to be bothered. But that's just me. But I didn't figure it out. It came from someone else, and if it hadn't been for that, and I just happened to run into, I'm not sure how to say it, if it's Paps or I think it's Paps modding, but I just happened to run into him in a Facebook chat, and I thought, well, I'm gonna ask, and it turned out the guy was more than willing to tell me how to do it. So I guess my point in that is just to say you never know unless you ask. If there's something you're trying to do and you can't figure it out, ask. What's the worst you're going to get is, oh, I can't help you. But that's usually not the case. Okay, so still got to figure out what I'm going to do with the. Oh, you know what? While I'm sitting right here, I need to go look at the Let's go over to that field because I don't think there's anything on it, but it says it's got something on it. Maybe it's in an early growth state. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there is something on it. Oh, that's right. We said it was soybeans. Duh. It's a big field, this one. 11 hectares, almost 12. Excuse me, almost 12. Excuse me, almost 12 hectares total. But I should do some work on this while I still can because the soil grade looks like it's not great. We got 4 out of 7. I wonder if we could do some work on it. I think we can. I don't know why we wouldn't be able to. We should look at the corn too while we're right here, see if we can. Just realized there's still a sign sitting over there. Used to be a road down through there, and there's not anymore. Apparently, I forgot to move the sign. What do we got here? 67 yield. Soil grade is poor. What does it need? Oh, golly. I gotta remember how to open that. How did I set that up? Was it, no, no, no. No, that's the settings. What did I set it to? Don't remember. Eh. Well, I think I have it in here somewhere. There. Okay, I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at it later. Um, I was gonna pull up the HUD that goes with that. I just can't remember what it is now. What? I think I need to create like a set of buttons for Stream Deck that I don't have to try to remember them all the time. What the other one is field. So field 3. Let's see what our treatment plan looks like for field 3. So 3, the pH is okay, but it's short on nutrients. I could probably put some fertilizer on it. See if it helps it any. I think field 1 is going to be the same way. So field 1 needs some MAP or some DAP. Any lime. Oh, apply lime or liquid lime to raise pH. So the pH is too low on that field. Huh. Okay. Now I'm lost in the corn yet again. I don't think I have. Let's go up to the barn and look, but I don't think I have a sprayer. We got a couple dollars, so we could get a big sprayer. We get a nice green one with big arms on it. I'm just saying. Wow. All these little areas where there's grass, they all have gates to get in and out of them. So you can use them as fields or meadows or so. Originally, why I did that was no sprayer, no spreader. Wait, yeah, no, that's not a spreader. Why I did that originally was because I was playing with the fenceless pastures. And then that other one came out where all you have to have is an area that's fenced in and you can create a pasture in it. That other mod. And so I thought, well, I'll just close these up with gates and then you'll be able to have your pasture right here, right? I got that spreader, but I really wanted to do liquid. I think we're going to buy a sprayer. But like I said, if you don't like them, you can always delete them. The fences, I mean, and do whatever else you wanted with them. Hmm. I'm guessing, even though it doesn't show it holding that other stuff, it should hold. Any of the sprayers should hold everything that the mod has in them. I would think. Okay, some narrows. No, I don't want duals. Working speed, GPS, crystal offenders, Ray Star, Red Star. I don't know what the difference is. We'll just go with which one, whatever. Do we want windows? Oh, yes, we want windows. Come on. Jeez. What a silly question is that? That's not really what the question was, but it sounded funny. I mean, I think it sounded funny. Direct injection. Okay, why not? I don't know what that is, but why not? Load command system, sure. See and spray, yes. Definitely want to see and spray. That. Let's see, there's something else I want to try while I'm right here. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, there's going to be things that I'm going to do on this map that are probably going to be like, wait, what are you doing? Because a lot of it to me is just trial and error, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what we can get away with. That's kind of the way I am with these maps. Collectibles, containers. I think I'm gonna put this down. This should be all liquid, like fertilizers and stuff, and I think it'll work just fine. Forgot I got that mod on. I gotta get rid of that mod for a minute. How do I do that? I think I can turn it off. Additional says 0. Oh, maybe I can't. I was kind of hoping I could turn off the All right, we'll do that later. That's not a big deal. I don't want to wait 3 months for them to put it in, that's all. All right, well, I got to go down to the store anyway, so we'll get... What did it say we needed? Liquid lime and DAP. MAP, DAP. Do we know what we're doing here, guys? Do we have any idea what we're doing? No, we don't. Actually, we do. Hold, please. Is it just me, or can you guys hear an airplane? Keep hearing an airplane, and I'm like, wow, I don't have an airplane on this map. Why am I hearing an airplane? It's all done. Yep, all done. I don't think there's... Yeah, I saw one of these on the road the other day, not too far from where I live, and I honestly never realized how big these sprayers are when you get up close to them. I probably could have driven my little Mazda right underneath it. I'm not kidding. I mean, I have a small car, but I could have zipped right underneath it. I guess I just never realized how tall they are. I mean, they're big machines. So the farm isn't terribly far from the shop, as you can see. It's just down this road and around the corner. But I wanted it far enough away so that you weren't just running across the street to get to it. I kind of feel like that's cheating. But then again, I do tend to use the delivery mod quite a lot too. So I mean, I can't really. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's kind of one of those things. Now, by rights, this should not sink into the grass too much because it's got those little skinny tires on it. But I don't know. Still sinks in some, but not as much as it could. Now you can see that the yard is getting kind of tore up from the dirt on the, but again, so this is one of those things. So if you don't want the dirt and you don't want all these heavy tracks in the yard, all you got to do is break out some paintbrushes and add gravel or add pavement or concrete or whatever you want, right? If you want more dirt, paint the whole thing dirt. Or not more dirt, more tracks. I mean, after a while, it starts to get a little bit bumpy, but every time you go out of the game and come back, it's going to be all reset. Because unfortunately, ground defamation is not one of those things that they've been able to figure out how to make it stay there. It comes and goes. At some point, I'm going to get adventurous and I'm going to work over the in-game map with it, just for the fun of it, see what happens. Okay, so these tires are still tearing up my field. That sucks. Was hoping they wouldn't. Tram lines, anyone? We'll just try to go as best we can without doing too much damage. Look at a cloud coming off that stuff. I got a funny feeling those 2 totes are not going to be enough. But if they're not, we'll bring out a couple more with we'll bring them out to the field rather than having to go back across it. I want to try to keep the driving on the field as limited as I can. I don't know, does that make sense? Whatever happened to that? There was a feature, I think there was a feature at one point where you could choose where the tram lines were going to be. I don't know if it's still in there. Or was that only for a, it might have only been for precision farming now that I think about it. It does make a point, though, about planning out your stuff ahead of time so that you're using the same equipment over and over. Because, you know, otherwise you're going to be making new lines all the time that you don't want to make. Look at that, though. That's pretty cool right there. We gotta have a thumbnail. Oh, we're down to 36%. Soil update, field 1, fully treated. See, that's the part I don't understand. So do I need to not do anymore? I'll get that part. Just makes me wonder if I'm wasting material that I don't need to put down. But it's really hard to tell. I don't want to not do the whole thing and then have it end up being bad because see, now we're about to run dry anyway, so now I don't know what to do because it won't be enough to do the whole field. And we got at least 2 more, and I don't want to drive a tractor out here on these. Ah, you'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. Have a good stream. So, what if I back straight up to the edge and then bring some over here? It'd be just like having another entrance into the field, right? Alright, let me see if I can get some more, Okay, that didn't work out so good. $19 Shays, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. How are you this evening? Good, glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Just trying to navigate my way through soil and fertilizer mod, and I'll tell you what, it's kicking my butt. There's a lot of things that I don't, it's not that I don't understand it, I do understand it, it's just a lot of it's very detailed, and so I'm having to kind of figure things out as I go. I'll tell you, it makes the game a lot cooler, though. Alright, we're going to jump over into this guy. Offload this. And then we'll go up and get the other stuff and get that taken out to the other field. I'll park this guy right up here because there is no traffic on this road anyway. This is solely a farm road. Pick this up and offload it, and then we can grab those 2 totes and we'll head over and refill the sprayer. And then we'll take a look and see where we're at with that stuff. The I was going to put down the fertilizer, well, the yeah, the tanks that I made, but I didn't want to wait for the construction mod that I put in here. I got kind of impatient, so I'm gonna do that like tomorrow off stream, and I just want to see if it'll hold all the liquids that are in this mod. Because if it will, then it would be a lot. It would make more sense to just fill those tanks every time I needed something. Um, it would be cheaper, I think, in the long run. Maybe not. I don't know. We'd have to find out. But it's one of those experiments that I'll have to do. I am too far away to see that. I do think I'm gonna need to make a concrete pad or something to put some stuff on for this yard, because the the ruts are getting a little out of hand already, and I kind of feel like that's probably not going to get better. Gosh darn it! Come on, get in there. No, in there, in there. There you go. That's where you want to be. Oh boy, better put that down. Oh boy. We're gonna tip over. Yeah, I haven't really decided what to do with these fields yet, these grass fields. I had at one point, I had sheep over here in this field on the left. And then I took them out of there because I wasn't all that happy with that location. Now I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should do like horses or something over there. Might be kind of cool. I don't know, I haven't really decided. Kind of one of those things where everything is something until it's not. You know what I mean? It's kind of life, right? Excuse me. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Alright, let's hop over to that machine and we'll refill. Well, I think we might have to invest in some sort of a um, did I go all the way down this one? I didn't, did I? I don't think I did. Might have to invest in some sort of tanker that I can bring out with stuff like this in it, because I feel like it's going to always turn into this having to run back and get more totes, because the tank on this thing is only for like 5,000 liters. So I feel like that's fairly realistic for this machine, so we could tweak it a little bit, but I don't really want to. I figure we're going on, this will be 8,000 liters if we use all of this on this one field. So it kind of says something about material usage, doesn't it? But I think doing it this way, we'll just set it up with basically tram lines. This will give us the opportunity to put anything else we need to down on this field using the same sprayer, and we should be okay. And I think it's just going to have to be with all of the fields. They're probably all going to end up with tram lines in them, because there's just no way to not treat them partway through the season. That, at least not that I can see so far. If you guys know something I don't know, feel free to let me know, because there's a lot of stuff I don't know. I mean, you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. Wait, that didn't sound right. It's not even close to right. Sorry, it's getting late. Got some pretty views on this map. I'm pretty happy with the way a lot of that came out. Now, as long as we go in and around the same way every single time, we should be fine. Or we're always going to have some crop loss, but there's not much I can do about that, I don't think. I think it's a necessary evil. Alright, let's see what the plan says now. That was field 1. So we still need potash, and we still need to put lime down on it. I think for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down because it is getting late here. It's nearly midnight, and but I'll come back and we'll do some more in the next stream. There's still a lot of stuff to get done before, even for the first season. I mean, we've got just a ton of stuff to do yet, and we're just getting started. So We'll run it. We'll run it the way it is to play with it for now. And well, I'm trying to investigate why those textures are doing what they're doing. And I think it's going to be a shader issue. And if I can get the shaders updated and working properly, then we'll run with it. In the meantime, I feel like it's not right to release it yet because of those shaders, but I mean, if you guys get to a point where you're like, hey, we want that damn thing, then let me know. But for now, let's just call it what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop out of here for tonight. But you guys, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me on a very impromptu stream night. We'll do it again soon. So you guys take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time around.